Generally speaking, are you good or bad when it comes to money?
Um, I think I'm good when it comes to money, but I guess it all depends because, like if I really want something and I might, splurge on that thing where some people will be like, oh, I would never pay for something like that. So I guess in that aspect, that's bad, but I think relatively I'm good with money.
When it comes to money, I want to ask you two things here. One, what's been your biggest financial regret so far? Is there something in your life you look back, you spent some money on, and wish you didn't?
No. No, I don't think so. I guess, okay, the only thing would be like when I went to college. Even though I learned a lesson, like with what I went through and all that stuff, it was just like not worth it because it was just pointless. Like I didn't even like what I went for. So that would be the only thing, I guess.
What college did you go to?
I went to the Art Institute in Minneapolis, and I had like like a little scholarship to put towards it, but it was really expensive. Like art schools are super expensive.
So would this be considered like a college or more like a technical school, a technical a trade school, a technical college? I don't know what the right phrase would be.
Well, I went there to be a buyer for like a store. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a technical school because it's not like I went there and I was learning like a trade. Like I wasn't learning how to sew or anything. I wanted to be like a buyer for a company and like do trend forecasting. So
And how many years of schooling did you have to do for that?
it was a 4 year school. Yeah, it was 4 year. Yeah, I did two.
So you dropped out.
Yeah, I dropped out. Yeah.
And what was the reason for dropping out?
Um, just because I didn't like it. One thing, I didn't feel like I learned anything. Like I wasn't learning anything. Like everything they were telling me, like I already knew. Like I already knew it. Or I felt like it was so like obtainable. Like it was like more so common sense stuff. I was just like, okay.
You think any of the final 2 years would have been any different than that?
No. No, I don't think so. Cause I have a friend who finished. She was one of like the only people in our friend group that did finish. And she doesn't work with her degree. She doesn't do anything that relates to it. And she feels like she wasted 4 years. And she paid a lot more money.
Now you said you learned a lesson. What lesson was that?
I would just say like more so just trying to figure out exactly what I want to do before I jump into stuff. And I learned like not to hang out with certain crowds of people. Because I felt like it was just a lot going on too. Like college can sidetrack you sometimes, like with the people you meet. Yeah.
You got sidetracked?
Kind of. Sometimes it would like I just will hang out with people who didn't have my best interests. And I realized that like after college, I knew I had like that vision where I could tell, if somebody wasn't good for me. Yeah.
So from this whole experience that you had, what did you take away from the whole thing?
What I took away from the whole thing were probably just, I don't know, don't rush into stuff. Like I felt like I wanted to go to that school for all the wrong reasons. Like my friend was going, I was like, oh yeah, it's a no-brainer and stuff like that. But instead of like really doing my research, like, what am I gonna learn? What am I gonna get from this? Unless I probably wouldn't have never went. And student loans they're not pretty.